I will explain storytelling about Ramasolo, traditional cemetery like living side by side with deed in Tana Toraja. Okay, for my storytelling, I will explain about the first is history of the Ramasolo traditional ceremony. In here, I will explain about what is the traditional ceremony of Ramasolo, the origin of the Ramasolo traditional ceremony, the meaning of the Ramasolo traditional ceremony, and the last is the purpose of the Ramasolo traditional ceremony. And next, I will explain about traditional ceremony procession of Ramasolo. In here, I will explain about preparation of tongkonan, rente or funeral session, corpus transfer, art show, and the last is sacrifice session. And then I will explain about levels of the Ramasolo traditional ceremony. In here, I will explain about Desili ceremony, Pasang Bomi ceremony, Dibatang or Digoya Tedong ceremony, and the last is Rampasan ceremony. And next, I will explain about social and cultural values in the Ramasolo ceremony. The first is history of the Ramasolo traditional ceremony. What is the traditional ceremony of Ramasolo? The Ramasolo traditional ceremony is a traditional funeral ceremony as a form of final respect to someone who has died. The Toraja people view death as a movement of people from the world to the realm of the spirituous. They can call Puya. Ramasolo is a funeral ceremony for the Toraja people which aims to honor and deliver the spirits of the dead to the spirit realms. This traditional ceremony has been a tourist entertainment for many years, so this is also a cultural attraction of Sulawesi. And the next is the origin of the Ramasolo traditional ceremony. Ramasolo is a traditional funeral ceremony that requires by the family of the deceased to hold a party as a sign of final respect to the deceased. This Ramasolo traditional ceremony has been started around the 5th century and has been carried out from generation to generation until now. Later, at the event, local people will be gathered and bring cultural equipment, including a small component to reach the burial site. The execution time is when the sun begins to set. This is to show grief over the death or burial of the human. Therefore, the local community considers this ceremony very important because it involves the ancestors. The meaning of the Ramasolo traditional ceremony. The Toraja people call it the Ramasolo ceremony. The ritual is known as the ceremony of introducing a person's body to the burial. Even though it was only a deed ritual, the ceremony was like a big party. Of the Ramasolo ceremony, the Torajans believe that without this ritual, the spirit of the dead will bring bad luck to the bereaved family. The purpose of the Ramasolo traditional ceremony. Toraja people always make a big party when a family dies. What is that? Do they deliberately splurge on every traditional ceremony that is held? tradition of Ramasolo. The first is preparation tongkonan. As mentioned earlier, the main feature of the Ramasolo ceremony is in a small tongkonan. This is the traditional house of the Toraja people, which is a symbol of every cultural ceremony. Some men would carry out this thing all the way to the burial site. Then, followed by another group to bring cultural equipment. In this procession, it is mandatory to always remain calm without any fuss. This applies to local people or tourists. And next, Rante or funeral session. After that, the first procession that is carried out is Rante. Known as the funeral session, this is an art show. Usually, the Ramasolo ceremony will be performed in front of the tongkonan. There are a number of important roles in the procession, such as the mat to the balloon or the wrapping session. After that, it was followed by Makroto, namely the decoration of the coffin or coffin. The color of the gold-silver cloth is characteristic to beautify the coffin to the deceased. And then, corpse transfer. In addition to the procession, the community will perform pepengkalo alat. This is the process of inserting or moving a corpse to the house. After that, carried out a parade that aims to bring the corpse to cultural burial place, or they can call pelatihan. Familiarly known as makpalo, the burial place is not land, but a cave or small house. The coffin that is insert letters signifies a spirit that is no longer in the world. Art show. After all these processions are complete, the public and tourists can enjoy art performance. Generally, this Toraja cultural dance is a form of entertainment. The traditional Sulawesi clothes, which are identical in black and gold, are unique. Apart from that, there are also some shows being performed. The goal is a section of final respect to the person who did it. Sacrifice seasons. It doesn't stop here. The Ramasolo ceremony also requires sacrifice to certain animals or village. For animals, usually buffalo, or they can call kedong, and pigs will be sacrificed at the funeral ceremony. Inherited things or jewelry can also be used as a supply of the spirit to be used in the unseen world. Before the corpse is buried, first perform the blessing of the corpus, accompanied by a song of praise. That is the purpose and procession of the Ramasolo ceremony performed by the Sulawesi people. And then, level of the Ramasolo traditional ceremony. The traditional ceremony of the Ramasolo is carried out based on the status of the deceased. The first is Dasiling ceremony. Is a funeral ceremony performed for the lowest strata or the deed of a child who has nothing. And then, the Dipasangbolangi ceremony is a ceremony performed for ordinary people, Tana Karuru, and only takes one night. And then, the Dipatang ceremony or the Diguyatedong is a ceremony performed for the middle class nobles or Tananasi. This ceremony must slaughter 8 buffaloes and 50 pigs. And then the Ramasolo Ceremony is a ceremony for high nobles, Tana bulaan, by slaughtering 24 and 1,000 buffaloes. Social and cultural values in the Ramasolo Ceremony. The precision of the performing arts is actually not to enliven the ceremony, but also a form of respect and prayer for the deceased. There are several cultures on display, such as Mak Pasilangan Tedo, which is a buffalo fight, and Mak Tinggoro Tedo, which is the slaughter of the buffalo. So the buffaloes are parted, then cut down with one swing with a mallet. There are also various regional music and traditional dance performed in the Ramasolo Ceremony. Some of the values that reflect the Toraja people from this ceremony are the attitude of mutual help, mutual cooperation, and kinship. The Toraja people also believe that if the Ramasolo traditional ceremony is not held, it will have an impact on the people left behind in the form of misfortune. Therefore, this ceremony is still carried out by the Toraja people until now. The people of Tana Toraja live in small communities, where those who are married leave their parents and build a life elsewhere. The child continues to follow the lineage of his parents and inhabits a traditional house called the tongkonan. This tongkonan will be divided based on different social levels according to their roles in society, living side by side with it. This tradition may seem strange to most people living in other parts of the world, but perhaps their principles are not so different from other cultures. Remembering people who have died is something we all want to do, and the Toraja people just do it in a different way. I think that's all. Thank you for your attention. More and less please forget. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning.